You are now tuning into Anomaly in the Veil. The weird guy at my birthday party. So, I turned 8 last Saturday and Mom threw me this whole birthday party thing in the backyard. There was a bounce house, a taco bar, and she even hired a magician. It was supposed to be the best day ever. Except, nobody told me the devil was coming. His name was Marcus Morningstar, and he showed up right at 2 p.m. when the party started, which should have been my first clue because nobody actually shows up on time to birthday parties. He was wearing a really nice suit, like nicer than my dad's wedding suit, and he had this perfect black hair and a smile that made you want to smile back even though something in your brain was screaming at you not to. "You must be the birthday boy," he said, shaking my hand like I was a grown-up. His hand was really warm, not sweaty warm, but like when you hold a mug of hot chocolate. 8 years old, what a magnificent age. "Thanks," I said, because Mom always taught me to be polite. "Are you somebody's dad?" "In a manner of speaking," he said, which was a weird answer. "I'm an old friend of the family. Your great-great-great-great-grandfather and I go way back." Mom came over, looking confused. "I'm sorry, I don't think we've met." "Marcus Morningstar," he said smoothly, handing her a bottle of wine that definitely wasn't there a second ago. "I apologize for the short notice. I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by with a gift for the young man." The gift was in a black box with a red ribbon, and it was sitting on the present table, even though I hadn't seen him put it there. Mom looked at the wine bottle. It had a label in a language that looked like it was trying to give you a headache if you stared at it too long, and she just kind of nodded and said, "He could stay." That's when I knew something was really wrong. Mom always checks with people before letting strangers stay at parties, but she just agreed, like it was the most natural thing in the world. The party went on pretty normal for a while. My friends showed up, Tyler, Jake, Emma, and Sophia. We jumped in the bounce house and Marcus just stood there watching us with his hands behind his back, smiling like he'd never seen kids play before and found it fascinating. "He's weird," Tyler whispered to me when we were getting fruit punch. "Yeah," I agreed. "But like, interesting weird?" That was the thing. He was weird, but not in a bad way exactly. When Emma fell and scraped her knee, Marcus was there before any of the adults, kneeling down next to her. He didn't touch her or anything, just looked at her knee really carefully and said, "The pain will pass. You're stronger than you think." And Emma stopped crying immediately and said she felt better, even though there was definitely still blood. Then Marcus stepped forward. "Perhaps I might assist." Randy looked relieved. "Sure, buddy. You know any tricks?" "1 or 2, Marcus said. He borrowed a quarter from my dad and made it disappear. Normal trick, right? But then he reached behind Sophia's ear and pulled out not a quarter, but a silver dollar from 1889. He showed it to her dad, who's really into coin collecting, and her dad's eyes got huge. That's impossible. This is worth thousands of dollars." "Consider it a gift," Marcus said, handing it to Sophia, "for the memory of a lovely afternoon." Then he did more tricks. He made cards fly through the air and land in a perfect house shape. He pulled a dove out of thin air, not from his sleeve or a hat, just out of the air, and it landed on my shoulder and cooed. He made Randy's rabbit stop trying to bite people and actually do tricks. But the best one was when he asked my mom for her phone. He looked at it for a second, then handed it back to her. "Check your photos from exactly 1 year ago," he said. Mom scrolled through her phone and gasped. There was a new photo in her camera roll from my 7th birthday party, one she swore she'd never taken. It was a perfect picture of the whole family. Everyone smiling, the lighting perfect, even though Mom always complained that she never got good photos at parties because she was too busy running around. "How did you?" Mom started. "Magic," Marcus said with a wink. The adults were all standing around looking confused but impressed. Randy, the remarkable, packed up his stuff early and left, muttering something about amateurs and deal with the devil. After the magic show, we played games. Musical chairs, relay races, water balloon toss, all the normal stuff. But here's what was weird. Whenever Marcus was watching, everything went perfectly. Nobody fought over chairs. Teams were exactly even. Every water balloon toss ended in a catch, even when Tyler threw one basically straight up in the air. It was like the universe was on its best behavior when he was paying attention. During the taco bar, Marcus sat with us kids instead of the adults. He made his tacos with extra jalapenos and hot sauce, like an amount that should have killed a normal person, and ate them like they were nothing. My dog, Biscuit, came up to him, which was weird because Biscuit doesn't usually like strangers. But Marcus gave him a piece of carne asada and scratched him behind the ears, and Biscuit looked at him like he'd found his new best friend. "You're really good with animals," I said. "Animals are honest," Marcus replied. "They know who to trust." Jake, who's one of those kids who isn't scared of anything, looked right at Marcus and said, "Are you a superhero or something?" Marcus laughed, really laughed. Not that fake adult laugh. "Not quite, but I appreciate the compliment." "Then what do you do?" "I'm in the temptation business," he said casually. "I offer people what they want and let them make their own choices." "Like a salesman?" "Exactly like a salesman." After tacos, Mom brought out the cake. It was a huge Batman cake because Batman is awesome, with 8 candles on top. Everyone gathered around and started singing Happy Birthday. But before they did, Marcus leaned down and whispered to me, "Make your wish count. I promise you this, whatever you wish for right now, you'll understand when you're older." I was going to wish for a new skateboard or a gaming console, but something about the way he said it made me think harder. So instead, I wished that everyone at my party would remember this day forever as a happy memory. Not the presents or the stuff, just the happiness. I blew out all the candles in one breath. Marcus smiled like I'd done something impressive. "Well chosen," he said quietly. When it was time for presents, I opened them all. I got books and Legos and gift cards and clothes I'd probably never wear. But Marcus's present was last. The black box with the red ribbon. Inside was a chess set, but not a normal chess set. The pieces were made of black and white stone, smooth and heavy, and they were carved so detailed you could see the expressions on the faces. The kings looked wise. The queens looked powerful. The knights looked brave. "This is really cool," I said, because it was. "But I don't know how to play chess." "You will," Marcus said, "and when you do, you'll find that it teaches you something important. Every choice matters." "What are these made from?" my mother asked. "Obsidian and alabaster," Marcus said. "They've been in my family for quite some time." "This is too expensive," my mother objected. "It's a gift," Marcus said firmly but politely. "The boy will need it someday." After presents, we had the piñata. It was shaped like a dragon, and it was stuffed with so much candy that Mom said it cost her $40 to fill. We lined up to take turns hitting it, but the thing was built like a tank. Jake hit it 6 times and barely made a dent. Tyler hit it so hard he fell over. Emma refused to even try because she said violence was wrong, even against paper dragons. Then Marcus picked up the bat. "May I?" All the kids cheered because we wanted candy, and this piñata was clearly unbeatable. Marcus took the bat, got into position, and then paused. He looked at the piñata really carefully like he was studying it. Then he tapped it. Tapped it, barely even swung, in one specific spot. The entire piñata exploded. Candy went everywhere, raining down like a sugary meteor shower. Kids were screaming and laughing and diving for chocolate bars and lollipops. But here's the thing. Everyone got exactly the same amount. No fighting, no hoarding. It was like the candy had divided itself perfectly among all the kids. "Lucky shot," Marcus said with a shrug. After the piñata, the party started winding down. Parents came to pick up kids, and everyone was tired and happy and sugar high. Marcus helped Mom clean up without being asked, moving around the backyard and making garbage disappear into trash bags with this weird efficiency, like he'd done it 1,000 times before. When most people had left, I found him sitting on the back porch, looking at the sunset. I sat down next to him. "Thanks for coming," I said. "You made the party really fun." "Thank you for having me," he said. "I don't get invited to many parties these days. People have misconceptions about me." "What kind of misconceptions?" He thought about it. "They think I want to hurt them, that I'm cruel or evil. But the truth is more complicated. I give people choices. I show them possibilities. What they do with those choices is up to them. That doesn't sound evil." I paused for a moment, the question lingering on my tongue. "Can I ask you something?" I asked. "Of course." "Why did you really come to my party?" Marcus looked at me, and for just a second, his eyes looked different. Older, sadder. Like he'd seen every birthday party in the history of the world, and remembered every single one. "Because birthdays matter," he said. "They're the one day a year that celebrates the fact that you exist, and existence, life itself, is the most precious gift in all of creation. Even I know that." "Even you?" He smiled. "Especially me." Mom came out then and said it was time for Marcus to go. He stood up, straightened his suit, and shook my hand again. "Happy birthday, kiddo. Use that chess set, learn the game, and remember, every choice you make shapes who you become." "I will," I promised. He walked toward the gate, then stopped and turned around. "Oh, and one more thing. That wish you made when you blew out the candles? It's already coming true. Everyone here today will remember this party forever. I made sure of it." "You can do that." "I can do lots of things," he said. "But I rarely do them for free. Today was special." And then he left. Just walked out the gate and down the street, and even though I watched him go, I swear he just faded away before he reached the corner. That night, after everyone had gone home, and I was supposed to be asleep, I went downstairs for water. Mom and Dad were in the kitchen, talking quietly. "That Marcus guy was strange," Dad said. "Strange, but nice," Mom replied. "Did you see how good he was with the kids?" "Yeah, though I swear I've heard that name before. Morning Star, wasn't that—" Dad trailed off, then laughed. "No, that's crazy." My dad turned, staring in horror at the wine bottle's label. "What?" my mother asked. "It says, 'Compliments from the adversary.'" I didn't know what adversary meant, so I looked it up on my iPad. It means opponent or enemy, but also challenger. Someone who tests you. I put the iPad back carefully and got into bed. My birthday party had been awesome. We'd had great food, the games were fun, everyone left happy, and I got amazing presents. But the best part, the part I knew I'd remember forever, was Marcus Morningstar and his tricks and his chess set and his weird advice. Even if he was the devil, and honestly, I was like 90% sure he was, he'd been a really good party guest. And you know what? I did learn to play chess. I learned it that summer, and I got pretty good at it. Whenever I play, I think about what Marcus said about choices and consequences and how every move matters. I still have the chess set. It's been 2 weeks since my party, and sometimes I swear the pieces move on their own when I'm not looking, like they're playing their own game. But whenever I check, they're always exactly where I left them. Mom asked me once if I wanted to try to find Marcus to say thank you again. I told her no. I had a feeling that if he wanted to see me again, he'd show up. That's just the kind of guy he was. After all, he said he was in the temptation business. And if there's one thing I learned from my 8th birthday party, it's that temptation doesn't always look scary. Sometimes it looks like a nice man in a good suit who's really good at magic tricks and gives you presents that make you think. That's way more dangerous than horns and a pitchfork. But also way more interesting. Best birthday party ever. Thank you for tuning in to Anomaly in the Veil. We will return next week with tales of ghouls, devils, and other creatures of the night.